Welcome, everyone. Mandela Effect tonight. This will be episode 2. I'm your host, Shawn Indigo. And yeah, we're going to have hopefully some interesting things to talk about today. And what I would like to do is I'll show you what we have on the wheel for categories, topics, and we'll go from there. So here we are. If you haven't seen any of episode 1, I recommend it, but it's not necessary because each and every episode is independent of all the other ones. So, yep, there's Allie. Hi, Allie. So the categories are story time, which we had last time. It's going to be interesting encounters from the past that I've experienced. We have BerenstAin with the capital A. That would be, what is this current reality about? Not about, let me rephrase that. What is this current reality like? What are some of the attributes? What makes the present reality we're in, the BerenstAin universe, so to speak, maybe different than what it was like in the past? Maps, map changes. Matrix glitch, matrix glitches. So unusual things, seeing ghosts and things of that nature. Matrix glitch. Personal Mandela effects, either from me or others who have shared their story. Viewer's choice, pretty self-explanatory, I think, right? Viewer's choice, you guys can pick. Probably thinking, how the hell is that going to happen? And then general Mandela effect, which is, well, Mandela effect topics of no specific nature, just general Mandela effect conversation. And then, yep, that looks like the topics for this episode. So here we go. I'm going to spin the wheel, and I have a number of different things to talk about with you guys with each category. If I run out of information on any given category, I will, and I spin the wheel, I'll just go to the right, one to the right. All right, and I'll try to keep these around 12 to 15 minutes per segment. All right, so we're going to spin the wheel. All right, we have BerenstAin, the BerenstAin universe. Okay. So what is reality like now? The BerenstAin universe that we're living in, as opposed to what we've experienced in the past, at least some of us. I can't speak for everyone. So this is going to be ways to describe the world as being nicer, kinder, more peaceful, more evolved. The BerenstAin time stream that we're in now. Okay. So I'm going to go over some crime statistics. I have United States information. I apologize if you live elsewhere and this isn't interesting to you. But U.S. violent crime, 1991. You had a 1 in 133 chance of being a victim of violent crime. 1991, 1 out of every 133 people. Okay? And in 2014, that went to 1 in 263 people. So your odds were 1 in 263. In other words, half. Since the early 90s till recently, your chance in the United States of being involved in a violent crime has been cut in half. Okay? The murder rate in the United States is also half. If you have to compare it to the 1970s. 1970s compared to today, it's about half as common, the murder rate per capita. Okay? All right, now I'm going to move Alley Cat because she's covering some of the stuff, and then I'm going to spin the wheel. I'm sorry, Allie. It would have been awesome to have you up here more, but unfortunately, your my little setup here isn't big enough for the both of us. My apologies. All right. What do we got? Personal Mandela effect. Personal Mandela effect. All right, now with the personal Mandela effect, yes, I can name something that's happened to me, but I want to throw out something that, even though I don't have any experience directly with this, there are a lot of people. And when I say a lot, I'm not talking about percentage of the population, just raw numbers. There are plenty of people out there who had this strange memory, fairly vivid, about riding in a hot air balloon. Usually it's adults remembering when they were a child. But the thing that makes it strange is based on their life experience growing up as an adult remembering their lifetime, there's no freaking way they could have ridden in a hot air balloon. They've never done it. Sometimes the weaker examples, the person thinks maybe it was a really vivid dream. But there are others who are like, they have the visceral memory of being in a hot air balloon ride because it's a very unique experience, I guess. It's very easy to remember because it's very unique. And they have the memories. They have little memories of being in the hot air balloon, but yet they know they've never ridden in one. All right. Let's spin our wheel here. And we get right on the line. Maps. All right. The maps are up next. Map changes. Very interesting for me because the map changes were, it just took the Mandela effect, so-called Mandela effect changes to a whole new level. Could not believe when I saw the maps. Could not believe it. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to get super detailed into the perceived changes. I'll just point out kind of the area or the approximate change, and you can look on the maps yourself and see if it's changed for you or if you remember differently. So we have the bottom part of Japan. Okay, the bottom part of Japan. Does it not look squished? Okay, the bottom portion of Louisiana. Look at the bottom of Louisiana. And try to remember what it looked like before and see if it's changed for you. Lake Superior has been talked about. It's been changed to, or it seems to have gotten smaller compared to what people remember from the past. And also by Lake Superior, the people have also mentioned the UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, being changed as well in its size and shape. So there's just a couple of random ones for you guys. All right, I'm going to spin the wheel. We'll see what we get next. All right, viewer's choice. Another BerenstAin is what you want. Another BerenstAin. Just using intuition here. It's not going to be for everyone, but there's this BerenstAin and this new reality descriptions. Okay. Again, this is what I would consider evidence or at least suggestions of a more peaceful, more evolved, more wise society. And planet Earth nowadays, we're on a good timeline. It's going to be a big theme eventually, is the good timeline we're on. And I'm hoping I'll be able to bring you guys along for the ride because there's other possibilities, and the Earth could go to shit. It could go to shit. You could experience a really horrible reality. We'll get into that later. So, the good timeline. So there's this thing called time banks. Time banks. You should look into it. It's pretty awesome. This is I'll call it an echo of the future, something that will grow in popularity and become more and more common. And it's essentially a small system that is designed to take the monetary system, the money, out of the loop. And it places value and worth on people's time, skill, and talent. So the time banks, there's communities that are having these time banks. Basically, in a nutshell, you would provide your expertise in whatever it might be. And if it's just because you're big and strong and can lift heavy things, fine. If you can cook, if you can fix electronics, whatever it is, whatever your niche is, maybe it's to be compassionate, caring, and take care of little kids, whatever it is, you dedicate your time and you then get time in the bank. So if you put 4 hours of your time into doing whatever it is you're good at for the community, you have earned 4 hours of others to help you, so that everyone is basically helping each other. It's pretty awesome. And that is one way to show how if the monetary system collapses, the financial collapse, the doomsday, fear-based, oh my God, everything's going to hell in a handbasket, food riots, and I could go on and on, all that fear-based, limited thinking stuff. Anyway, the monetary system collapses. Things like the food bank, things like the time bank, that structure will already be in place. So if and when the money system crashes down, there will be other systems already working so that it will be an adjustment, but not a horrible disaster. Time banks. All right, we got time to spin the wheel one more time for this segment. See what we got here. All right, survey says the matrix. So that would be, shoot, I might not have explained that one in the beginning. The matrix, it's basically what I used to call like quantum jumping. It's a description of how physical reality operates. Okay, so bear with me for a second here. All right. So I'd like to talk about the bell curve. A bell curve is basically a statistical representation or a graph of some sort, a table, a visual aid that shows a distribution of something. IQ, intelligence. So you have the bell curve, right? So like most people are up here in the middle, and then you have like lower and higher intelligence, and the further low and high you go, the less there are, right? The bell curve. A height, human height. A lot of people are in the average height, super tall and super short. There's much less people. Bell curve, right? So here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a bell curve shaped like it traditionally is shaped with regard to some things. So let's say you were to do a survey out in the world to somehow assess, I don't know exactly how you would do this accurately, but to somehow assess people's overall satisfaction with their life. You would have, like, say, a number 0 to 100. 50 would be the average, where people, the most people are in the middle. Let's say 50 is average. 50 means you're kind of happy most of the time, some of the time. So anyway, so 50 is in the middle. As you get towards 100 and 0, it gets less and less. It doesn't have to be like that. With the physical reality and human beings' abilities to shape and move in a direction that they prefer based on your own internal thoughts and feelings, commonly referred to as the vibration or the frequency. But it's your thoughts and feelings. It's your internal state of being and where it is resonating. That will dictate what future timeline you get to, where you go to. You will naturally move to the timelines that match up with what you're feeling inside and what you believe. Okay? So it's possible for you to believe that most of the world can be very happy, and all of a sudden you have very, very, very few people who are like not happy or kind of happy, and then almost everyone's at this end, very, very happy. Does that concept make sense? The bell curve doesn't have to do this. It can do this, where everyone's at the happy end, or almost everyone. All right, guys, I'll see you after the break, and I'll catch you next time.